She was in the kitchen preparing dinner when she heard the slow, deliberate sound of the door lock turning. As the door swung open, her daughter Lisa walked in from school with her backpack. But the moment she saw her, the stepmother froze as if turned to stone, her blood running cold. Because her daughter stood there completely drenched, saying in a lifeless monotone, "I'm home." The raspy voice sent another wave of terror through the stepmother, especially since her daughter had been dead for several days. What made it even more disturbing was that from that day on, her daughter would come home at exactly 10 o'clock every night. When the stepmother didn't respond, the girl would silently walk to her room. Before closing the door, she turned back to look at her stepmother with eyes as hollow as empty wells. Terrified, the stepmother would scramble under the table, trembling as she watched the bedroom door, only to see those unblinking eyes staring at her through the crack. The girl watching her through the gap with a helpless gaze that seemed to hold a silent accusation, as if trying to reveal the truth about her murder. The stepmother tortured herself with the thought, if only she had picked up her daughter from school that day, maybe none of this would have happened. 7 days ago, it had been pouring rain all evening. When the clock struck 10 and no parent came, the girl had no choice but to walk home alone with her backpack. That's when a car pulled up beside her. The door opened to reveal a familiar neighbor, and she got in without a second thought. She had no idea this neighbor was a ruthless killer. When the girl was found again, she'd been stuffed into a red suitcase by her murderer. The case even made the news, but police couldn't find any leads. That is, until a luggage store owner saw the red suitcase on the news and suddenly remembered a man in a cap who had bought the same model 6 times in a row. And each time, a body dump case would occur the next day. Just as he pulled out his phone to call the police, his wife talked him out of it, worried it would hurt their business. In the end, he never made the call. Ever since confirming her daughter's death, the stepmother had been living in a prison of guilt and fear. Every time her daughter came home on schedule, she'd grab a crucifix and hide under the table. When the lock turned again that night, she looked up in terror, only to exhale in relief when she saw it was her husband. Seeing his wife pale with fear, he impatiently pushed open their daughter's bedroom door. But the room was empty. The stepmother couldn't believe her eyes. She had clearly seen her daughter go in there. This spine-chilling Korean film is called The Neighbor.